Well, the most accurate forecasters are bullish. That's the takeaway.
Some of them, like the top forecasters seem to be having a bullish outlook for sterling, which is quite different from where we were last year this time. So it was a bit surprising that they have a reasonable level of conviction on this view, despite everything.
And this chart, which I showed earlier, Anooja, it's such a wonderful chart at the top of the 3 p.m. UK time. It's the chart, actually, that I brought up on my screen. But you can see 3 lines. Just explain what the lines are.
So the solid blue line is where the Bloomberg consensus is. We see a consensus of 1.42 on cable by the end of this year.
Marginally up from today's 140.
Yeah, barely. Still positive overall. And then the purple line is where Argentex sees the pound. And Argentex was the most accurate pound forecaster. And then above that is MUFG. They see it at 1.48 by the end of the year. And they are also among the top 10 forecasters. So it's quite surprising that some of the guys who have had the best sterling calls are still sticking to their bullish outlook.
Of course, the Bank of England won't ever mention sterling or any kind of rate that it would want to see. But Anooja, what is the consensus about what the Bank of England might be comfortable with?
So there is a growing consensus that the Bank of England will raise rates next month in May. I think right now the markets are pricing in about an 85 to 86% chance of that happening. So a 25 basis point rise next month. But what's increasingly also being spoken about is a second rate rise this year, which we wouldn't have thought about. But then looking at the fact that we do have some kind of a transition deal, looking at the fact that the economy hasn't yet fallen into a recession, it hasn't been doing that well, but it's not that bad either.
Does today's PMI data, does it dent some of the enthusiasm around a May rate hike? I know a lot of it was down to the beast from the east, but does it change the narrative when it comes to May or not?
I think even now, we've seen the market pricing, it hasn't shifted at all, despite the pretty bad PMI numbers. I mean, we had construction PMI yesterday as well. It was like the worst number since 2016. It showed a contraction. But markets are sticking to the call for May. The call for a hike in November, that's where we are seeing that there's quite a bit of disagreement among strategists.